I can remember, I did read a lot, yes. There was always a book in my hand, all kinds. Uh, I can remember the first book I had that was given to me that was wrapped up as a gift. It was the idea of someone really took the time to wrap something up, because we didn't get, we didn't have that. There were, my mother and dad were raising 5 of us. My mother had 8 normal births, but 3 of the babies died in between, within a matter of weeks. But she was trying to raise 5, and we didn't have a lot. My father worked at DuPont in the as a mechanic, machinist. Excuse me, not mechanic, machinist, setting the knives that would cut the film. And then you lived in the dark when you when you watched the film to be sure there weren't any defects on it. Some of the things you did when you were in photo products, or you went around, you took samples on different rolls to be sure if they were coming out as they should, that kind of nonsense. But that was not necessarily Sayreville per se. That was something I was doing with DuPont. But we don't have those industries anymore. You don't have DuPont, you don't have Hercules. They were, we really were a blue-collar town, as you probably know from your grandparents too, great-grandparents. We aren't anymore. But it was a quieter life. You wanted to go someplace, you walked. So, healthier maybe. At that time, it was a reasonable wage, and you had decent health insurance, and of course, they definitely were a help as far as the tax, for our taxes in town, no question about that. The people who were supervisors, superintendents, or whatever, had nicer houses and did live closer to the plants. So, you had the Hercules village, where most of the people in that village at that time were foremen or supervisors. And actually, as you said, as you would know, it was the idea that they could get to the plant quickly. No question about that. It was an advantage to the company. And it was the same thing with DuPont. DuPont has some real big houses. You see some of them still on Washington Road that are up for sale again. They were big houses, and they did, and all up in off Deerfield Road and whatever. They were the houses of the foremen and the supervisors. They were built for them. What we call the Red Village. I don't know if that's come up in your. All right, that too. No evidence of that at all. Now, you go from where the temple is, and then from there on, that was all the village. The houses were sold. The company was cutting back, and they weren't providing housing even for their supervisors at that time. And if you were an employee of the company, you could buy one of the houses and move it. So some of the houses that are on Maple Street, you got Deerfield Road, and then you got Maple Street, and the ones up in there, they're all houses that were moved from what was the Red Village.